My name is Leila Thatcher, a tour guide at the Library of Lost Things. This is The Doorstep Project, Episode 14, New Year. Today is the Lunar New Year, often called Chinese New Year or the Spring Festival. It's the beginning of the year according to the lunar calendar, a celebration of spring and new beginnings with its own legends and traditions. This year, we're lucky to have the New Year fall on a Wednesday, so Gavin and I thought we'd do a special episode talking about the legends that made the New Year what it is today. The Lunar New Year falls on the second new moon after the winter solstice, sometime in January or February. This year, that day is January 29th. Next year will be different, so we took this opportunity while we had it. We thought we'd tell the stories that some people may have forgotten or just haven't heard before. Not lost history, but interesting history. Of course, the way it's been celebrated has changed drastically through the years. When it was first introduced over 3,500 years ago, it was celebrated with sacrifices to gods and remembrance of ancestors. Through the years, the holiday has become more of a social event instead of a religious one. The traditions that shape this holiday come from some very interesting legends. Probably the most well-known tradition is firecrackers, lights, and the color red. Legend gives us a possible explanation for these bright festivities. According to one popular tradition, there was once a monster called Nyan. The night before New Year, the monster would come out of the sea and hunt for food. It ate livestock, crops, and even people if it could find them. The people began to recognize this pattern and would hide in the mountain the night before New Year's, then return the next day to see what the beast had left. One year, an old man traveled to the town to stay for a while. He was welcomed by the town, but when the night before New Year's came, he was forgotten by the people. One older woman found him and warned him of the coming attack, urging him to flee with them to the mountains. The man considered his options, then asked the woman if he could use her house for the night. The woman tried again to convince him to run, but the man refused. He promised that if the woman let him stay one night at her house, the man would make sure that the beast left the village as payment for the house. The woman was unconvinced, but had no option. She left him there. When the beast came that night, he found that the village was not entirely empty. One house was lit with candles, and the doors and windows were covered in red paper. Nyan was angry and ran to attack the house. As the monster neared the door, a cracking sound filled the sky, loud and sharp. The old man burst through the front door, dressed in red and laughing. The monster was scared and fled back to the ocean. When the villagers came back, they were shocked to see their village just as they had left it. They ran to find the old man, who explained that Nyan was afraid of the color red. He had also burned bamboo, and the cracking sound that it had made when it had burned scared the beast away. The people celebrated, and every year since, they have worn new clothes, often red, and burned bamboo, which was later replaced with firecrackers. Another popular tradition is the giving and receiving of red envelopes. Colored envelopes full of money is a tradition in many cultures. Vietnam, Cambodia, and some other Eastern cultures practice the tradition of the red envelope in one way or another. Some people in Indonesia and Singapore give green envelopes during their own religious holidays. The red envelope in Chinese culture symbolizes good luck, and the amount of money can also mean good luck. Chinese numbers mean different things. Red envelope money should never come in amounts with 4, like 40 or 400. Numbers including 6 and 8 are more common because of their lucky connotation. The tradition of the red envelope has nothing to do with the contents, but the envelope itself. The legend goes that there once was a demon named Sui, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. This demon would find children who were sleeping on New Year's night and make them sick. The kids would have headaches, get very anxious, develop fevers, and cry. The parents would try to keep their kids awake all night to keep the demon away. One child was given 8 coins to play with to stay awake. When the child had drifted off to sleep, the demon came to pat the kid's head and make him sick. The 8 coins, still lying on the pillow, glowed brightly and scared the demon away. The 8 coins were said to be the 8 immortals in disguise, protecting the child. The red envelopes represent the coins that warded away the demon. There are many names for these envelopes, depending on the language and culture, none of which I'm going to try to pronounce. One of the names actually means suppressing sui money. Mandarin speakers more commonly call these envelopes hong bao. I think I said that right. Nowadays, it's common to use digital red envelopes on apps like WeChat instead of traditional red envelopes, but the idea is the same. The last tradition we'll go over today is the zodiac animals and their elements. This year, 2025, is the year of the wood snake. The snake is the 6th animal in the 12-animal rotation. There is a legend associated with the zodiac animals. It was a great race held by either the Jade Emperor or the Buddha, depending on the source of the story. Only 12 animals would qualify. There are a few versions of the story with different animals running, but everyone has the same 12 winning animal. The winning animals in order are rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig. Each animal symbolizes something different. For instance, the tiger is brave and competitive, while the goat is calm, gentle, and sympathetic. I was born in a rooster year, which is regarded as a symbol of perseverance, punctuality, and alertness. The elements of the year are probably lesser known tradition. There are 5 elements, and the element is determined by the last digit of the year. Metal is 0 or 1, water is 2 and 3, and so on. Like the animals, each element has its own meaning. For example, water represents responsiveness, and fire represents passion. Let's look at the year according to its zodiac, the wood snake. The snake portrays wisdom, intelligence, creativity, and prosperity. Snakes are also symbols of healing and rebirth because of their shedding skin. The element, wood, is associated with creativity and imagination. I'm not sure what all of that will mean for the year. I'm not an expert at all. This is what I found while researching. According to an article written by Jill Lander, who lived a good portion of her life in Hong Kong, this will be a year of thought, reflection, and preparation. I'll link the article in the show notes if you're interested. Money envelopes are a tradition in many cultures. New Year's is celebrated around the world, and some cultures have zodiac animals or other similar traditions. There are new and old traditions worldwide concerning the Lunar New Year, and we'd love to hear about your family's traditions. You can share them with us on Instagram at FamFriendlyPod or on our website at FamilyFriendlyPodcast.com. We'd love to hear your stories. Today, the Doorstep Project wishes good luck on all those who celebrate the Lunar New Year and all those who don't. Here's to 2025, the year of the wood snake. Thank you for listening to The Doorstep Project. This audio drama was created and produced by Family Friendly Podcasts. If you enjoyed the podcast, leave a rating and review on your podcast app of choice or share it with a friend. Leilani and the project will be back next week. Until then, write every day. One day your story could be in a museum. This demon would fight. This demon would fight children. The Doorstep Project is produced by Family Friendly Podcasts. It was written, edited, and performed by AJ Barton. Sound effects for this podcast are provided by Zapsplat. Music used in this podcast includes Reawakening by Kevin McLeod, licensed under the Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 license. You can learn more at his website, incompetech.com, or at creativecommons.org. Both music and sound effects have been changed and edited by AJ Barton. Links for websites, information, and contact can be found in the description of the episode. Would you like to submit your story or art to the Doorstep Project? You can find information for story submission at familyfriendlypodcast.com/The Doorstep Project. Information on CC by 4.0 licenses can be found at creativecommons.org.